Internet, and happy Tuesday. So I've chosen Tuesday as my uploading day because Tuesday is a very special day of the week. It's the middle of the beginning, and to be honest, it's just not the best day. So I figured to cheer us all up and to have something to look forward to, Tuesday's the day. See, in this way, I can film on the weekends. Yeah, that's what I do with my weekends, because I'm the coolest person you know, obviously. And then, procrastinate my way through the beginning of the week by editing it. So, welcome to our second episode of... Thank you guys so much for watching and for asking questions. It's nuts! So I'm only gonna pick one question a week to answer, but for those of you who asked awesome questions that I don't answer in the video, I'm going to try to answer all of the questions anyway, whichever way you ask them, be it Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. So the question I picked for this week's video came from this awesome person down here about what are tans and why don't they stick around for the winter? In addition to that, I had a friend ask me a question in person about what's the difference between freckles and tans. So I'm sure everybody's heard of UV rays, and the sun has two kinds, UVA and UVB. UVA usually only affects the top layer of your skin, and it's what burns your skin, but UVB travels a layer deeper to the layer of skin that contains cells called melanocytes. Melanocytes are cells that, when activated by sunlight, produce a pigment called melanin. A pigment like melanin is a compound or molecule that absorbs wavelengths of light, and whatever wavelengths of light it doesn't absorb, it reflects. So, for example, leaves or blades of grass absorb all of the wavelengths of visible light except green, which is what we see. So in your skin, melanin is the pigment that produces the brown tan color. The more sunlight there is, the more activated those melanocytes get and the more melanin they produce. The reason not everybody tans the same way is not because they don't have enough melanocytes. Almost everybody has about the same distribution of melanocytes throughout their skin cells, but not all melanocytes produce the same amount of melanin. So the difference between freckles and a tan is that freckles are concentrated groups of those melanocyte cells. These are also activated by sunlight, which is why freckles may just appear in the summer and then fade again in the winter. And the reason tans and freckles don't last until the winter is because your skin is your biggest organ, and it's gonna put up with a lot of wear and tear. You do a lot with your skin. I mean, you wash it constantly, you expose it to wind, weather, elements, you sunburn it. And so your skin, to protect itself and renew itself, continually sloughs off, generating new cells, getting rid of old cells, and generally just keeping itself healthy. So if you're like me, winter is hard. I get unreasonably grumpy in the winter, mostly because I have to wear so many layers of clothing to stay warm. But on days like today, it is so beautiful, I don't even know what to do with myself. The mood exponentially goes up, and not so many layers. Those layers of skin that may have tanned will eventually fall off, for lack of a better term, and you'll be back to your old new skin, which, if it's winter and you're covered up under layers of warm clothing, will not be exposed to sunlight and will not tan. So that's all for this week, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much again for watching and asking questions. It's been awesome. Please remember to subscribe to Lunchbox Science. You can follow on Twitter, like us on Facebook, follow on Tumblr. Feel free to like, reblog, share, retweet, and tell your friends. Always put on sunscreen. And don't forget to pack your lunchbox. Ba-da-da-da-da-dum-ba-dum.